Welcome to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. And this organization has been around for more than 100 years, 50, I think, right here in Georgia, and offers so many different types of programs. Please welcome with me on the show today, Donna Davidson, the president and CEO of Easterseals of North Georgia. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Gina. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being on the show today. Donna, I know that you have so many programs, and for many families, Easterseals is kind of like a lifesaver. Can you explain some of the programs that y'all offer?
Sure, I sure can. There are actually five separate Easter seals in Georgia, and each of us offer programs that are unique to the territories that we serve. And Easter Seals North Georgia, young children are really in needs of lots and lots of services. So we are the largest provider of Head Start and early Head Start services to children 6 weeks to 5 years of all abilities. And about 30 to 40% of the children in our program have some type of a disability. We also are the provider of early intervention in Gwinnett, Newton, and Rockdale counties, where we serve children with disabilities birth to 3. And then we have a wonderful program that we do statewide that's called Champions for Children. And that program is for children from birth to 18 years of age. And it's for children who did not qualify for the deeming waiver or Katie Beckett.
Now, explain to me. So many families, Donna, get denied, and they go through this rigorous process of filling out all of that daunting paperwork only to turn around and get denied. That's devastating for families who could sure use that help. Because as someone who has been disqualified before or unqualified, therapies are expensive. Everything adds up. So when people turn to Easterseals, what kind of support then does Easterseals give to these families?
Well, the Champions for Children program was specifically designed for those families who were denied Katie Beckett or the deeming waiver. And you're right, there are so many families that have children with disabilities that need therapy. There are children who have had organ transplants that need life-saving medications. And it's a huge burden, a huge financial burden on families. So the Champions for Children program is just really, really easy. All you have to do to be involved is just have been denied Katie Beckett. And I know you have to go through a long process to get there, but if you're denied, you fill out a short form and then you're available to receive financial assistance for whatever you may need for your child.
Isn't it funny how, families who, like you say, went through organ transplants, need those so desperate services and therapies, and they turn around and get denied, and you wonder why. Why is this happening to me? It's nice that Easterseals comes in and kind of saves the day.
Yes, and in a lot of cases with our services, we save the day. We're always here to pick up those gaps in whatever we do across the state. And we have just so many wonderful stories about the families that have been involved in Champions that have really been able to have surgeries, that have been able to have life-saving medication, even things that you don't really think of, but they add up for older children that still wear diapers or need specialized food. It really helps defray those expenses.
I know there's a big concentration on mental health these days. In 2023, it's not just physical health, it's all about mental health. And I know that the Easterseals has a program for that as well, too, right?
Yes. Actually, Easterseals North Georgia started to identify children, really little children, 2 and 3 years old, with mental health issues about 25 years ago, before that was even popular. And with the pandemic, we have just seen these needs increase tremendously. So in our program, we offer an array of treatments for children who have mental health needs. We offer small group treatments, but we also offer treatments to work with the parent and the child to help with some emotions. It could be, behaviors that have escalated during this time, or it could be on the other end of the spectrum, kids that have just become really withdrawn. and need that help.
And that communication is so important. Donna Davidson, the president and CEO of Easterseals in North Georgia. Stay with me because I've got some more questions for you.
Hi, I'm Lear Gilmars. Thanks to our friends at
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. Donna Davidson, the president and CEO of Easterseals here in North Georgia, with me today. Donna, how does Easterseals get their funding?
We are able to do what we do from funding from a variety of places. The services we offer are pretty intense and, they get to be really expensive. So many of our services are funded by the state or by the federal government.
Okay.
We also rely heavily on fundraising and we rely heavily on local area foundations, which is also restricted funding usually that we get to deliver our programs and services.
So you're constantly writing grants, right?
Constantly, constantly.
Now, do you have something? I know you have an event coming up in May. Care to share?
Sure, I'd love to share. So each year, I guess for the past 5 or 6 years, we've been doing this great event at Top Golf in Alpharetta, Georgia. And you don't have to be a golfer to participate. It's a really fun afternoon. We do it in conjunction with Cinco de Mayo. And we have golf teams of 6 each. A family can put in a team, friends can put in a team, corporations can put in a team. We serve lunch with the event. We have a great silent auction that goes along with it. And it is just a really fun event and a time to enjoy a beautiful afternoon and really to donate to a cause to help all of those children and families that we work with.
Now, I would imagine not just do you raise money for Easterseals, but then you also need auction items for your auction. So can people donate, memorabilia, getaways, giveaways, sporting event tickets, concert tickets? Can they donate to your website?
All of the above, all of the above. The other thing that we're doing too is that we have these themed baskets. So we have a whole list so people can opt to just put together a basket for us and then we auction those off. And those are really, really popular.
Oh,
Last year I did a beach theme auction that I put together for folks and it was very popular.
that sounds fun because, we're home to the Falcons. The Falcons put the Bulldogs. Any one of the sporting organizations here could put together a nice
We
basket.
always have a Bulldog one. And this year we have tickets to the Peach Bowl.
Oh, how awesome. So another reason to get your team in that Top Golf and your big event. How would people sign up for that May event?
If they just go to our website, there's a contact on the website to sign up for the Top Golf event.
Donna Davidson with me, the president and CEO of Easterseals in North Georgia. We're going to come back and find out a little bit more about those programs in depth here on the show next. Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. Donna Davidson, the president and CEO of Easterseals in North Georgia. Donna, we mentioned some of the Champion for Children programs and the mental health therapies that families can take advantage of. But then I saw something about autism play. And I know that my son, who's on the spectrum, and so many families here in Georgia and really the world with living life with the spectrum. What is autism play?
So, children with autism, individuals just like the rest of us, and there's really not one treatment methodology that works for all children. And so we offer a variety of treatments for children on the autism spectrum. Autism Play Project is based on Dr. Greenspan's model, and that is a real relationship type of a model for play. Rather than being behavioral, it's more relational. So we actually work with the parents and we teach the parents to basically get into the child's world and then slowly bring the child out and increase their communication and their relationships and really that's what it's all based out, bringing the child out and being able to interact with others. It is a wonderful program. It is an evidence-based program developed by Dr. Solomon. And we have been using that for about 10 years.
And it works, and families are all on it, aren't they?
It works, and it's for children ages 2 years to 6 years.
Now, is there a cap in the funding that families can expect through Easterseals? For example, like we get third-party money, our family does, and we're kind of capped at $1,200 or $1,300 a year. Does the Easterseals also have a cap?
So it really depends on what program you're in. For children and families that participate in our Head Start and our Early Head Start program, those are comprehensive services. There's no charge for any of those services that
Right.
we receive for those programs. For the Champions for Children program, there is a cap of $3,000 for the most that a family can receive. And what happens is when the parent comes into the program, we really work with the parent to determine, what are the extra needs that that family has, and what does that budget look like. So maybe the parent, has a pretty significant copay for the therapies that they have to
Mm.
do, and so we figure out, all right, what does that look like on a monthly basis? But we try to look at every single child on an individual basis in that program.
And then what is the Easterseals doing for adults, young adults on the spectrum or young adults with disabilities? Do you have transitional programs, vocational programs, an opportunity for them to get out and explore maybe what they want to do? And who do you work with? How do you come about that?
So, as I said, Easterseals North Georgia primarily works with the little ones from birth to 7.
Yeah.
But we have partners all over our area. So when we have a request that comes in, such as I'm looking for independent living, or I'm looking for transitional services, we make sure that we form that connection so that that parent or family knows where to go. As I mentioned earlier, there are 5 separate Easterseals corporations, and our Easterseals family member in Easterseals Southern Georgia actually provides a lot of those services. They work with young adults and adults, whereas we work with the children on our end, and they really provide family support services for families, to aid families with different assistance they may need while living in the community. They also have community support services, which is to help with exactly what you said, taking the kids out into the community. They have voc rehab services, independent living through HUD, and they also have some services for respite care for children.
But what if I'm living up in North Georgia, but I need to utilize the services in South Georgia? How does that work? Can they do things virtually? Can they help get online,
We obviously connect, but there are partners. The nice thing about it, Easterseals Southern Georgia provides those services to families in Southern Georgia. There are other partners outside of the Easterseals family that provides those services in the metro area, and we would refer you to those.
Oh, that's what I'm learning about this community. As big as one might think it is very small, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody's running in the same circles, and everybody's really trying to do right by our young children with disabilities and challenges, our teenagers with disabilities and challenges, and our young adults. I mean, really, it runs quote unquote the spectrum, doesn't it?
It does, even with seniors as well, as
I didn't even think about
age.
seniors.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
that's a big one too.
Yeah, and our affiliate in West Georgia actually does adult day services for adults and seniors. So again, they're not the only ones that do those services. We're blessed to have partners in all areas of the state that do those services. But the important thing is, Gina, is that we're able to connect with one another so that it's not a silo. It's really difficult for families, they finally figure out the services for little ones, and then the kids get older, and then it's like they're starting all over again. And then they go on to the next transition phase. So we try to be there to help them fill the gaps as they move along the spectrum of life.
Easterseals seems like they have so much to offer. When we get back, we're going to find out where to find you. If you're on socials, stay with me.
I'm Lear Gillenwaters. Thanks for checking out this episode of Life with the Spectrum. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll always see the newest episodes when they come out.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Donna Davidson, the president and CEO of Easterseals in North Georgia. Now, I know with 5 different locations, maybe people can get them confused. What is your particular website there, Donna?
So our particular website is www.northgeorgia.easterseals.com.
Okay, so everybody's kind of divided then in Georgia, north.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Everybody, even though we're all Easterseals, we're all separate organizations. So we all have our own separate website.
And then where can people find you on socials?
Well, we are on every platform. So from Facebook to Twitter, and you can just, again, look us up on social at North Georgia Easterseals and find us right there.
I think this is really important to note, to kind of going back to when we first opened up the show, Donna, as so many families take the grueling process on of filling out all of the information for Katie Beckett or the deeming waiver, and then only to find maybe weeks, months, close to a half a year later that they get denied, that Easterseals is there to provide support, number one, and also a little bit of financial support, number 2, and then through all of the different programs. I love, in Colorado, where Lyric was born, there was something different than Head Start. That's what it's called here in Georgia, and it's so great when you get to work with the little ones, and then you see them, kind of blossom and grow and change. I bet that warms your heart, huh?
It absolutely does. And I've been honored to be the CEO here for 31 years. And
Whoa!
so the babies that started 31 years ago are young adults. And it is very heartwarming to see, what they have achieved, all of our kids, as a result of the early education and the early intervention that they had. There's lots of wonderful stories out there.
I'm sure you have a few to share. Care to share one of your favorites?
I would love to. So when we first opened our inclusive childcare program in 1991 for children of all abilities, we were the first one in the state to open that program. And a mom came to us, and she was very pregnant, and she knew she was having a child that was born with Down syndrome.
Okay.
And she wanted that child to be in an inclusive environment. So the little girl started with us when she was 6 months old. She had some heart problems at birth, and so she came to us at 6 months old. She was included, in classes with quote unquote typically developing children, if there is such a thing, and stayed with us until she was 5 years old. She received all of her therapies there, participated in the regular classroom with us, and went on to kindergarten very, very well prepared. So we recently celebrated our 100th year anniversary, and I've kept in touch with this young woman and watched her grow throughout the ages. She graduated from high school. Well, she was our keynote speaker.
How wonderful.
But what was absolutely wonderful is she created her own PowerPoint and presented the PowerPoint, and the subject of her PowerPoint was really how early intervention made the difference in her life, not only from a therapeutic regard, but from how she felt about herself being included with all other children. This young woman is working. She's working in the field of early education. She dances. She's had opportunities to dance in New York City behind the scenes with the dance companies. And she's quite an accomplished young woman. And I am so honored that we had just a small part of getting her off, to a great start.
You know what? Early intervention is key. And so it's wonderful that the Easterseals of North Georgia and really all of the locations of Easterseals from the East Coast to the West Coast and in the heartland in between really do their part in helping with that early intervention. Donna, I cannot thank you enough for coming on and sharing about the Champion for Kids and, of course, May's big event out at Topgolf. You want to go to what website one more time?
www.northgeorgia.easterseals.com.
Thank you so much again, Donna Davidson, right here from Easterseals of North Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, the Easterseals. We've always heard about them, but now we know a little bit more about what it is they do. And right here in North Georgia, on the west side, down on the south end, there's 5 different locations for the Easterseals. Donna Davidson working with the North Georgia Easterseals. So, so wonderful. And remember, several different ways to give. They have something called the Legacy Giver, where you can just give monthly to the Easterseals. And know this, that your money is appreciated. It goes to families who were otherwise denied the Katie Beckett or the Deeming waiver, or for whatever reason need the help and resources that the Easterseals can give. I just love them. I've heard about them my entire life, and it's so great that I actually got to speak with somebody from this great organization. Thanks again for checking into Life with the Spectrum. Again, like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. Let people know. And if there's somebody that I need to be speaking to, make sure to reach out, Gina@gcast.com, or make sure you put their information below. Until next time, we live life with the Spectrum. See ya.